Hello, hello, change makers. We are back with another amazing interview as we celebrate change makers from all over the world this week. And today we are traveling all the way to Finland. I'm just so excited to be meeting so many amazing people who are all over the globe. And that's why we all like to think of ourselves as global lights. So today we are so honored and just excited to have with us Miss Sanna. Sanna, please say hello and tell people what you're about. What do you do? What makes you so amazing?
Well, firstly, thank you so much for having me here, Cheyenne. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, about me, I firstly will say that I'm from Finland. And you're in Florida, so we have a little bit distance, but
Yes,
beautiful to be connected.
thank you.
Um, I what do I do? I am a artist. I'm a author of the book The Best Is Yet to Come, Rediscover Who You Are, and I'm also a self-love guide. And all of these that I just mentioned to be, they are all interconnected with one another based on my own healing journey of rediscovering myself, learning to love what I rediscovered and continuously are rediscovering. And then through that understanding that I need to express myself, and I reconnected back to the love for creative expression and really tuning in, using, trusting in my imagination, something I had very strongly when I was a little girl. So that's why my passion is to both create
Mm,
and
mhm.
to inspire with the message that it's all about being true to yourself and aligning with your
Mm,
heart. And you cannot go wrong with that discovery and being
mm.
that.
I agree. I have to admit, I don't think I've ever heard anybody call them a self-love guide. How did you come up with that name?
Thank you for that question. I will say that I haven't heard it either. And I came up with it because I somehow did not resonate with calling myself a coach. I don't know why. It was like, I was like, I'm not really, I don't feel like that is like aligning with who I am. And then it was like I used mentor too. And I was just like, well, it really is. I call my book a guidebook, and I thought that guide is that I really like it. I really like that word because that's how I see that I can, with everything, like just be a bridge basically with whether it's with my art or with the self love messages of my book, that I'm just a little piece nudging, like back, helping back, guiding back, like whoever is needing to get back to themselves and to their heart that, you know,
Mm,
you have the
mm.
answer. You know the rest of the path where to go. I just help you a little bit.
You just put your hand out and kind of pull them along gently,
Yeah,
guiding them
yeah,
down the path. I
yeah.
love that.
Basically, yeah.
That's a beautiful vision. It really is. And you know, I talk to so many people because I do some healing work too, and I talk to so many people who just don't even like themselves, let alone love themselves at this point in time. So please share with us a little bit about your history. How, what awakened you to the idea that you needed to come back to yourself, as you say, and be able to find a way to love yourself.
Hmm. Yeah. Firstly, I want to say that that is like I can resonate with that feeling of not having that love, or even like that is like strong, but like not liking oneself, because I had that. I
Mm,
never thought it was possible for me to reach like a level of peace and contentment and love for myself. I didn't think it was possible because I felt so. broken and so wrong, like with everything. I was like carrying the traumas like from my past when I was a little girl. So I just felt like that there was something wrong with me of how I felt and things that I cannot get it for myself, but I love people. I love life, and I was very grateful for everything in my life. So it was I was just like focusing the energy on showing my love to others, and
Mm.
also I was very good in pretending that everything was good because I didn't want to burden anyone with my thoughts, and I also thought no one could understand how I felt. And I didn't feel I had the right to feel unhappy or like that because it was so warped my relationship with myself. And since I was a little girl, my biggest quest was to have a family. I just wanted like a family. I wanted to be a mom. I knew that. Always loved children since I was like little, and I wanted to find the love of my life and have my best friend, and we would create the wonderful family together. So a partner was something I was like looking after. That was
Mm.
my quest to find love, and I got myself into quite some relationships that were not healthy ones. They could not be healthy because my own relationship with myself was so unhealthy.
Mm.
Um, Not physical abuse, but emotional, psychological abuse I went through. And that then a lot of failed relationships and a lot of pain that I had to like heal from afterwards got me to understand that, hey, I don't love myself. I don't know how to be alone. I'm searching all the time for someone to make me feel safe and to I wanted just thought that if I find someone that they will like make everything better. And like that I will just find someone who will love me so much that I will start to love myself to
Wow.
rescue me. Yeah. But then, it was so beautiful. I took 1 year basically to just tune in and connect with myself because I was so upset after a breakup
Mhm.
that was just like, okay, I am needing to really learn to love myself. So that was my mission, and I'm so
Wow.
happy I did it.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that was such a beautiful statement you made because so many people don't realize you said, I couldn't have love in my relationships because I didn't love myself. And so many people just don't understand that it's an inside job. And yet you came to that understanding. Did you turn to some kind of help along the way to help you during that year of self-reflection, or did you just do a lot of research on your own? How did you find yourself?
I would say that during that year, I was very much in solitude, and the greatest help that I got was from books and from YouTube. YouTube was the only social media channel that I had, but I only used it solely for strengthening my sense of self and also to because that was a very the year of like spiritual awakening for me too. That 1 year when I was like disconnecting basically from the noise and really for going inwards. So I used it just to get answers of synchronicities, all these beautiful things that I was like witnessing. I was like, what does this mean? Like, I was in this magical world, like, just really just like, wow, like this is like, I didn't know this was possible. And that, when I was so afraid to be alone, just all the information I got, I was just like, oh, I am so safe. I don't care if I'm alone because I'm supported. And I was like, felt so connected with nature and everything. And I had one person and it was one person who was from the States who I had connected. He was like my support person that I could reach out, and he had one-on-ones on Zoom, and he was very important person in my life because he was the only one I could express all these insights that I had, and it was also encouraging me to, hey, that when I said I want to write, I feel like I want to write, and I feel like I have to do videos about it here, and he was like, yes, go for it, like, you know. I had no one else who was like thinking like that.
Um,
Yeah, so
awesome.
yeah.
We all need a cheerleader every now and then, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
That is so awesome. So awesome. So you did have a support person, but you also I mean, some people think there's nothing good on the internet anymore, and it's like, but no, you can find the good out there if you're looking for it, and obviously you did. So that is amazing. So help us to understand now. I know you've got your book, and that is all about helping people find self-love, but what other kind of programs or coaching, well, guiding is it that you do to help people to get back to themselves?
Uh, well, I have been very much on social media since 2019, sharing messages like
Mhm.
as a means to just for anyone who needs to tune in, like, you know, that I have been doing. And then I have been not, and it's a good question because I was just thinking, I have had workshops about different topics. Sometimes it's been about boundaries, sometimes it's been about feelings, that I have self expression that I have had hosted, and then also one on one guidance, like in form of mentoring, that is very personalized. That is one way also where I can help when it comes to the message of the book. And I also see myself speaking about it. So, in any
Thanks.
ways where I can spread the message and be of help.
Awesome. Yes, the world needs more of that kind of hope, my dear. My husband and I were very involved last summer with a big event on suicide prevention. And, that's kind of a core piece, right? If you don't like yourself, you don't love yourself, you don't understand what your purpose is here, then it's very easy to say, nobody will miss me if I'm gone. And, that's just not the truth of it. I mean, look at your story. I mean, you are a perfect expression of what I think the creator wants us to be. You went through challenging times. You didn't know who you were. You made the attempt to find yourself, and now you're paying it forward to other people. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being that important piece of a super puzzle to help create more healing and more peace on planet Earth.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure. And I believe that it's exactly how you said that we are all like 100%, like every single person is important to this world, and we all have a meaningful existence, and we're all needed, and no one should ever think that they are like that. It doesn't matter like that, are they here or not. Everyone is like matters, and it's a matter of like just knowing that if you don't have that support around you, then you will find that support to never ever ever give up. That the right people who are there like understanding and loving, they will enter your life. And it's just to, keep on like working towards it. It's like 100% guaranteed that
Mm,
the love is within each one of us, to be felt for ourselves.
yeah. Yes, I agree totally. Now, in terms of the folks that you're working with right now, are you mostly working with women? Who's your typical client?
Uh, well, I have I have had in forms of work. I'm still like new one in that way that I haven't had very many clients. I have had a few that I have offered one on one, and they have been women. But
Mhm.
for me, it doesn't matter the gender. But what does matter is that the person is on the right um, in the right part of their journey. So there has to be that one thing, deep yearning that, hey, I really, really want to get this for myself. I want to understand. I want to believe. I want to love myself. I don't know how, I don't believe in it. I don't know how to do it, but I really want to. Because without that one thing, there won't be any change happening. The change will 100% happen, but that is like needed
Right.
to be. And then if not, then it's okay. Then the journey will have to go somewhere else for a while, and then until you come to that realizations. I for
Right.
sure had my years of not wanting to want it, but then that is when it makes the difference. Like when, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
We get to choose, right? We get to choose whether we wanna stay where we are or whether we wanna search for something better, and, thank goodness people like you are here to help with the something better. Um, One question that's coming to my mind really strongly, though, is because, there is such a link between not loving yourself and the epidemic that's happening on the world around suicide. And we found out when we were doing our program last year that suicide is the second leading cause of death of 10 to 18-year-olds. So I'm just curious, have you considered putting together some kind of program that you could take into the schools and be able to help children again?
mm, yeah, that is very, very uh, sad, heartbreaking statistics.
Mhm.
Um, I have not. I have children are my like passion group in that way that I love children, and I know that I want to be able to contribute with the message. I had thought about like children's book about the same topic, but yeah, it's not something that I would like not see that I wouldn't be able to do. So who knows? Yeah, but I mean, the message in itself, it is, I think that I have been extremely lucky. I'm very grateful for having all that experience, being so much with children and connecting back to remembering how it was, how I felt, and how I saw things, because I love to make things as simple as possible in everything. It is like to the core essence because there's so much noise, so much stimuli that I believe that the greatest gift we can give is when we can comprise things to very simple things, because then we can grasp it. And children, if anything, needs it because they are so over bombarded with everything. So that's why I think that when I speak a lot about the best friend mindset, and that's what I say in the book too, and that is basically the whole core way of like how I always connect back to my heart, and how I learned to love myself was that I wanted nothing more than during that year before I went into solitude. I didn't want to be alone. I was just like, I just want one friend, someone who believes in me. And then I was so upset, like with everything. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to make this if I don't create that like support that I want to have. So I started to list down everything that I wanted. that what do I want? I need to just everything down. I was like, love, unconditional love, respect. I want fun. I want all this. Like there were so many things. And then I was like looking at it. I was like, oh my God, I'm not giving almost nothing of it to myself. I was just like, I'm gonna start to give it to myself. So
Awesome.
in that way, I think it's super simple to have that kind of thinking that of a best friend. You can never go wrong when you have that. Like,
That's true. That's true. Absolutely. Wow. Powerful thoughts. Powerful thoughts. Well, and I'm curious if you've had a conversation about, self-love and children at all with Sandra Adler, because she's writing a whole series of books that are right in this vein for children. I can picture the Sanna and Sandra show.
I love Sandra and I love her mission. I haven't seen yet though. I have to, yeah, we have to connect for sure more. I loved when I heard what she was doing the first time. Like, I was just like, oh, I love it. Like, and that, yeah, well,
It's
we'll
true.
see what
It's
will
true.
bring, the future will bring.
Well, I'm all about speaking things into existence. So I'm going to hope that you guys do get together. And, of course, it's very important that you stay in working with, adult populations as well. But you've always had such a passion for children. And like I said, with kids uh, these days feeling like they're living in a war zone. There's so much anger and division and fighting going on everywhere. And then they get into video games where they're just blowing stuff up and shooting people down. And, they lose that essence of who they are. And I could picture you and Sandra having a good time with that because her books are awesome. I've seen one of them. She actually lives just near where I am right now. So
Aw.
they're very, very nice. So anyway, I just felt like I needed to share that, and whatever you choose to do with it is totally up to you.
That is
But
lovely. Can I say something? I wanted to just
yeah,
say that I first actually thought that I was going to concentrate on that, but then I understood that I really want to reach adults first because I believe that then by doing so, like me realizing it as a mother, I can then give that greatest gift to my children because children alone cannot, they are still having their parents and stuff. They cannot like make all those choices. Like, if they're super aware, then they're still like, if the parent knows or any adult in the environment, then they create the change and pass it on to the children. I do
yes.
believe that children needs it too, absolutely, but they are very, how would you say, they don't have the power of the choice in that matter. They need the adults there to
Mhm,
make it
mhm.
happen.
Absolutely. I agree, and that makes perfect sense because yes, we have a lot of wounded adults out here who they participate in creating wounded children, and so we need healing across the board. So I, for one, am very grateful for your work, for your perspectives, for the healing work you've done for yourself. And please tell everybody how can people connect with you if they'd like to hire a guide to help them find that self-love.
um, you can connect with me through Facebook by just sending a messenger message or then through email. My email is you got this sanna@gmail.com. I'm also
Ah,
on LinkedIn and on Instagram. That's where I would say is the best place to see both my visual work, but also then messages about self love. And it's quite funny to watch it because that shows like from 2019, the first ever post when I got back on social media. And it has
wow.
a picture of me when I'm just a little girl there. Like, so I think it's funny to always like go back and it's like, wow, what a journey.
What a journey. That's what we all should be able to say, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
love it. I love it. Well, and I'm curious, so if you look out 5 or 10 years, do you see yourself working with other people as part of a team, collaborations, or are you happy to be the self-love guide, all on your own?
No, I so look forward to doing collaboration and being with people, and I don't know how and where and with who. I don't know yet that, but that is like part of the magical anticipation of not knowing. But I will. There was some question in a networking in the bump networking, which was amazing. I thought, and I want to just here put it that it was like if the child, uh, little child in you would take over your business, that what would she do? Like, would she like change things around or like uh, like that? And my answer was that. Uh, Not like she would just like I have connected back with my child within. So I said that no, she would just carry along the way, like super playful and stuff, and just express herself. Which I afterwards thought that, hey, wait a minute, I would change my answer. I would say that what I yearn is to play with someone else. So I look forward to have that like kind of collaboration where I believe life is the greatest when it's shared experience together.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yes, absolutely. I look forward to.
I love it. I love it. Well, as we wrap this up today, it has been a joy. Do you have any final thoughts for everybody today?
Ah, final thoughts is just that remember that you are the most amazing, beautiful, important person in your world. And once you realize it for yourself, if you haven't yet, you will know what I mean. And if you don't believe in it, then you just keep on doing the work until you will know exactly what I mean, because you will. You cannot go wrong with that, like connection. So that is what I will say.
Awesome. Awesome. That is a beautiful way to end this interview. So thank you so much for being with us here today, Sanna. And thank everybody else for watching. And connect with this lady. She's amazing. And we will see you again in the next interview. So have an amazing day, everybody.
Thank you so much, Shane, and everyone.